Death Watch.
Okay, so as everybody else ran ahead, you had stopped to tend the wounds of the stable master, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So you'll see him disappearing up the street, chasing after the beggar. What would you like to do at this point?
I would like to cast Heal on the stable stable man.
Okay.
He gets 6 hit points converted to subdue all.
Okay.
Did he get cut with the pad and Fane dagger?
He shouldn't have it yet.
Well, he does. He just got cut
true.
with a dagger.
But that's
right
what
now.
I thought when we quit last time. I was figuring I'd be touching, like trying to heal him when it happened, and like half his face just sloughs off in my hand.
All right. So you heal him as his cut stitches back together, and there's no scar to be seen.
Yeah. So, saddle the horses.
Yeah, you hear a lot of commotion in the inn itself. Master Farron is awake and directing a couple of his toughs and other stable hands to saddle up the horses, and there's serving women running around trying to gather up some of your guys' equipment. I know that the majority of you guys had packed, correct, before? Or did you all pack?
No, I had rushed out.
Well, the night before, because you guys were planning on leaving
setting
the next day.
Yeah.
So is everybody actually packed up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose I'd have everything ready.
Yeah. So it won't take them very long to get all your equipment set up. Okay, and then do you have ride? Is ride a skill in this one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna have you make some ride checks to.
I don't have red.
It can be used untrained though.
Yes, it can.
So yeah, go ahead and I'm gonna have you make a total of 4.
What the hell? Why would I need to do that?
They ran quite a ways.
Am I like taking 90-degree turns?
Yeah, they went down different down alleyways through streets as they chased him for a good ways right now.
Couple of fishtails.
Yeah,
I'm not going to take that at full damn.
you are.
Well, you're riding IL style, which means the horse has more control than you do. So you're just staying on.
But I'm Damani. All right.
What is your character's name again, Chris? Sorry, I didn't write it.
Adina.
Adina. Oh, I guess I did write it down.
All right. Check number 1. 14.
All right, that's good.
11.
Okay.
12. No.
Okay, this one didn't succeed. So you'll miss one turn. I'm going to add one turn onto, or one round onto the chase here.
I do know where they went.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. As it's the feeling of it. Well, you know exactly where they are. Or was it described as a feeling or general sense of direction?
Well, I know where they've been if I'm passing within 25 feet and casting the weave at the time.
Okay. As I'll give you a bonus to your ride then. So that one will succeed. As add a +2 to your ride. This will be your final one. 7. Okay. So where we had left off with the group last time is there were at this point 4 white cloaks that had come around a corner. Off in the distance, you guys hear galloping horses, and as a 5th white cloak joins the group, as Adina bursts through the line of white cloaks with your guys' horses. So they throw themselves to the side, shouting in anger and confusion. But when they pick themselves up,
The mad Domani charged through.
they're obviously not very happy.
I'm not channeling the male power.
Not a male. That's the secret.
All right, so they're gathering up as they're picking themselves up. 5 more join. You guys, so Adina, when you get there, they're standing at the end of the alleyway. There's a cellar that's open, and inside you see the doorway that I described earlier, or last session. So at this point, we'll go in an initiative phase.
Oh, okay.
All right, Falk,
12.
Rafe,
10.
and Adina.
15.
Okay, so Cho'goth goes first, as he's going to delay and say that we should go into this cellar.
We maybe mention why Cho'goth isn't speaking for himself.
Yeah, as Cho'goth was not able to attend, so he's currently an NPC.
Okay.
Which means he's less than dirt in my eyes.
Dude, Cho'goth is overpowered, okay? He should have been an NPC to begin
I'm
with.
sticking close to him because he killed all of the enemies.
Yeah.
No, you're forgetting. There's him and then us.
That's true.
He's a hero class. You guys aren't. But yeah, he's saying, let's everybody into the cellar, and readies himself to hold off the white cloaks until you make it in. So Adina will be next.
Guess I'll boot my horse forward in through the gateway.
So it'll be down into the cellar first, and then into the gateway.
I teleport.
Oh no! As,
Over channel.
yeah, you can make it to the gateway. It's not a very far away.
Okay.
So, let's see. Falk next.
I'll move to the bottom of the stairs of the cellar and kind of prepare with my boar spear.
Okay. You see Adina boots the horse, and she's got the line of horses, goes down and starts moving through the gateway, or through the doorway there. As it looks like, as she's approaching, a mirror that she enters into.
Okay. I'm sorry, I thought the gate was closed.
No, when you guys had arrived, you'd seen the beggar move through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to wait. I'll set up at the base of the stairs and wait for Cho'goth to come down.
Okay. So the white cloaks start to advance down the alleyway. They'll draw their swords while they move. And they'll make it within 15 feet of you on their first round. And then it'll be Rafe.
All right, so yeah, I will head into the cellar, muttering curses. Bloody white cloaks, bloody cellar. Fine bloody net this makes. And then I'll be like, Cho'goth, hurry up. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll just move down there.
All right. So after you move down there, Cho'goth follows you down and pulls the doors shut. Do a search check for Rafe and Falk.
8.
Falk?
9.
Don't worry, Cho'goth was here with his critical rolls. Jeez.
Sorry, when you said make a search check for him, I thought somebody was searching to find us.
Oh no! Yeah, make the search check. So he's Cho'goth has closed the doors and he's looking around. There's a bar where you could put a bar across the doors to lock it, and so he's looking around for something. And even though you don't see it, he does. So you guys are lucky he's here.
We've felt that way since the beginning.
Yeah. So he points out some wood stacked in some slats stacked in the corner, and he tells Falk, go grab one of those, and then it's going to be your turn.
I'll quickly do what he says.
Okay. So you grab one of those, and he'll direct you to put it into the hooks on the door, effectively locking it. And outside you can. So we'll go back to free actions here, but outside you can start to hear the white cloaks approach. They're running and demanding that you open the door. So the See, the cavernous cellar is nearly devoid of contents. Some baggage, including a bundle of torches, sits at the foot of the stairs, and there's some ancient debris stacked against the far wall, along with some wood slats. There's not seemed to be any entrances or exits beyond the one by which you entered and the odd double door of the stone. Dust lies heavy on the floor. It's clear that the beggar was not the only person to pass through here lately. The center of the room is thick and fresh with tracks. It doesn't take an expert to see that several people and even some horses or mules were recently in the room. It looks as though they too went through the stone doorway. So, on the wall, the horses have just finished going through the gateway, but there's the four walls and then the black mirror substance that Adina had just passed through.
So she's riding right in there.
Yeah, she's got all of your horses.
Burn
as
me,
well.
but she really is the Mad Damani.
What would you like to do?
Well, yeah, I'll be asking, like, what under the light is that? That ain't right.
Cho'goth agrees. I've never seen one of those before, but we can't let her go on alone.
Well, maybe we can get her to come back out. I mean, we haven't done anything wrong. I don't know why these white cloaks are after us.
Well, that doesn't matter to the bloody white cloaks, believe me.
But we haven't done anything. The law. They can't do anything, right?
Did you see any Queen's Guard around out there?
Well, maybe we can just talk to them and explain to them we haven't done anything.
So from outside, you do hear one voice shouting to go get the captain, the Lord Captain Commander.
He's here?
Wow.
No,
This is our one
but
chance.
yeah, go get the captain, and you hear some boots run off back down the alleyway. Because it still sounds like there's quite a few of them outside, and they're still demanding that you open the door in the name of the light.
Well, I
And
guess I'd better see
they're
what...
cursing you as dark friends as well.
I guess I'd rather see what's beyond that than end up under the questionnaires something.
Hot pincers.
Hot pincers, there we go.
All right, so Cho'goth will lead the way.
How are you feeling about being called a dark friend there, Ray?
I don't like it. I'm not a dark friend. I walk in the light.
So Cho'goth will lead the way into the gateway.
There are no Terran dark friends.
It's true. Except for
Except
Okay.
Rand in the end,
the
he just goes down the
ones that are-
line.
yeah.
And he's like, you're a dark friend, you're a
Yeah.
dark friend.
That's pretty low numbers.
It's just the High Lords, but we all knew that anyways down here. And
Are all dark friends blade masters?
probably.
Are all blade masters dark friends?
So you're saying I need to be a dark friend.
Yes. All right,
I already
so
fancy myself a Blades Master.
your reflection seems to reach out to meet you as you touch the darkness. The filmy curtain ripples as your fingers contact it, sending a shimmer through your dark image. The surface feels like a line of ice, as if you were reaching through a frigid waterfall. For a moment, time seems to stretch as you step through. It seems you can feel the cold envelop each hair on your head, one at a time. And then, the cold bursts like a bubble, and you are through the doorway. Ahead is only darkness, a close darkness, that seems to lean in upon you. Behind you can see the cellar through the doorway, as if through smoked glass. The dim room even dimmer from this view. There is no wall, however, only the doorway itself. You could walk around it into the darkness behind the doorway, but somehow the cellar isn't there. The ground appears to be stone flat, but unworked by the hands of man, other than pits and crevices that belie great age and neglect. It is as featureless as the darkness around you. Only a single path points the way, a broad strip of white inlaid in the floor, running away from the door and into the darkness. From that direction come the diminishing sounds of footsteps.
We can go back through, right?
Yeah.
Seeing how dark it is on this side, I'm gonna bolt back through and grab that bag of torches or whatever that you had mentioned at the foot of the stairs, and then come back through.
Okay. So, yeah. Falk comes in, looks around, turns around, and goes back out.
Is it slow appearing from the inside to the out? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same appearance as, and he seems to just be pushing through into himself, and then he's hazy on the other side. But you see him
slower moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see him
Hurry up.
drag on as he slowly moves over to the torches, grabs them, and comes back. Yeah.
The Baywatch.
So yeah,
That boy's about 6 oars short of rowboat.
he
Acted the fool.
Big one, right? That was nice.
one thing that you do hear when you are in that room is you hear chopping coming from the alleyway. It sounds like they're chopping into the cellar door now. It was a pretty thick, heavy door. But you push back through, and then you can light your
Remind
torch.
them that we're not dark friends. Before you push back through.
Yeah, I'll shout that as I...
Nice.
They would counter it with, "Why are you going into your dark friend portal then?"
Then you have no reason to be running from...
Surely it
From the
leads
children.
right to the pit of doom, yes?
Well, that's probably what it feels like.
How is that pronounced? Is it doom or dome?
I think it is Doom.
Doom.
That's how they say it in the
just
audiobooks.
Get your silent H's in. Adina is spelled with several, including an X and a GH.
How many of those torches do you want to light?
I don't know. I'll take one for myself and anybody else that wants one.
Okay. So as you light it, the darkness presses in around it. Because obviously, it's not giving off as much light as you would have expected, especially with an area so dark. You guys can also mount up at this point, since Adina's got your horses and your gear too, if you want to be decent men. And there's a lady present.
I'll start incorrectly speaking about the history of this place.
Okay.
Like we're probably in an old part of Camelin. Older than even the old city, yeah.
Built back during the War of Power.
Right. Who knew that the cellar led right into it?
Probably the waterways.
Can you counter that knowledge?
Actually, I cannot. Well, I might. I have Arcana.
Yeah.
20.
Yes, you do recognize what this is.
Can I close the gateway?
Yeah.
I will do that.
Okay.
But I won't correct him. Because he seems to be the type that doesn't like being corrected.
All right.
I would have just been like, the mad Damani prattles on. This way, friend.
So Adina moves up, and you see...
Probably not best to touch any... Wait, what are you doing in here?
she removes a leaf from the side of the doorway, and as she starts to press it towards the center, the doors start to close on the other side, and it becomes a solid wall at that point, or a solid door.
We must be careful in here. Come on. Track our beggar.
All right.
Can we still hear his footsteps?
Yeah, very faintly. But with the horses, you guys will be able to catch up to him, as long as you don't ride him off into the darkness. So the white line on the floor leads after some 300 feet or so. Leads to after some 300 feet or so. Hold on. All right.
Decipher script, John.
Yeah, exactly. The white line on the floor after some 300 feet leads to a tall stone slab set. I think there's a piece of this missing here. Hold on.
Yeah, I might prefer to lead my horse depending on what we're riding on, and if I'm looking over the edge or anything like that, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's
Careful that you don't fall.
Right.
it seems to be a bridge, and you don't see anything off to the sides. It's just complete darkness, as the torch won't even penetrate. But apparently there was none of that missing, so it's just written a little weird. So the white line on the floor leads after some 300 feet or so to a tall slab of stone set on end. Sinuous curves of metal are inlaid upon the flat stone, some form of writing. It seems a delicate form that vaguely calls to mind drawings of vines or leaves. The stone is as worn and pitted as the ground, that you have been walking on. Beyond, just at the edge of your light, dim forms of stone-walled bridges and ramps lead up, down, and away across an unimaginable void. The footsteps ring through the darkness across the bridge, leading almost directly away. As the bridge runs several hundred feet through the darkness, eventually coming to a square platform. Like the bridge, this platform seems suspended in the darkness, floating with no visible means of support. 2 additional ramps or bridges lead in new directions. At the far end limits of your light, you can just make out what might be other bridges or ramps, cutting through the darkness dozens of feet above and below you.
So since Rafe obviously knows about this place, I'm going to be asking him questions as we go. Like, where do these bridges go? Like, shouldn't we be going, if they're going up, shouldn't we be going up into the city? And like, what's up? Why is it so dark in here? Why doesn't the light work? And
Well, you have to understand these ancient constructions were built by
Ogier stonemasons.
Ogier stonemasons, along with some even say Aes Sedai witches. Well, I'm not like a white cloak, you understand, but Terran knows the proper place that people who use the one power.
I'll give a sniff.
Go ahead and make, as you approach that, make a spot check.
All of us?
Yeah, everybody make spot checks. Alright. Adina.
13.
And Falk.
17.
And Rafe.
13.
Okay. So, as you approach the next platform, a dim light resolves itself from the darkness. It's torchlight. And just a few dozen feet ahead, several figures move in the light. As you approach closer, you make out 2 huge forms. Trollocs. As well as the disheveled outline of the beggar holding a torch aloft. But the beggar is transformed. No longer stooped, he stands tall and proud. His rags have been replaced with the sturdy traveling clothes of a wanderer or merchant. Grimy and worn, to be sure, but a definite improvement over the rags. And there, atop the baggage stacked at his feet, you see the bundled shape of what you recognize as Cho'goth's cloak. The beggar turns to command the Trollocs. "Kill them!" he orders. The bigger Trolloc turns towards you, a malice grin in its almost human eye. It doesn't make sense. That's what it says. So
A glint.
I think that they just forgot to put in glint. It draws its heavy curved sword. "Fain say you die," it gloats as it steps forward.
So we all just stand back and let Cho'goth do his thing? Or
So,
right, Cho'goth.
go ahead and do an initiative. All right, everybody, Cho'goth's got this. Let's go.
he might.
All right. Adina
13.
and Falk
4.
and Rafe.
19.
Nice. You're rolling great tonight.
So I am just waiting for Cho'goth to...
I had to be quick to tell Cho'goth to attack the Trollocs.
Well, you just need to make like the sound effect, like "hell yeah" when Cho'goth attacks, and then you get all the credit for
Got
it.
him.
I know your character doesn't look like it, but I kind of picture him as what's his name from Princess Bride? Stop rhyming, I mean it.
The dude.
Or, no,
Yeah, inconceivable.
Vincent. Or Vincini.
Yeah, some Italian type name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I picture your character more along those lines, which probably isn't too far off. Maybe not as
Attitude wise, yeah.
not as swarmy, maybe.
Okay, so as always, Cho'goth goes first.
Well, it's against Shadow Spawn.
Yeah. All right, so he will. Oh, let's see. Okay, as he spurs his mount forward and draws his long sword. What is the roll? What is it to direct your mount with your knees?
I think it was really low.
Is it
If
like
I remember.
15?
Yeah.
Most
Maybe
of these
even
convert
less.
straight over.
I thought it depended on
Maybe
the
even
saddle.
5.
Or no, the
Military sound
military
bonus.
Yeah, it was a bonus.
I don't see Cho'goth putting a military saddle on a horse that isn't a heavy war horse. So
Besides, military saddles are really expensive.
Have you given some thought to what goods we will trade in on this run through, Justin?
No, I'm not a merchant this time. Remember, that was my cover in the last one. I said I was a merchant.
Yeah,
it wasn't your cover. It was that you were actually a merchant.
I was actually a merchant that just got
or
tied
a merchant
up,
guard that wanted to be a merchant.
Yeah, that's what it was. And so I was trading.
Okay, so yeah, Cho'goth guides his mount over and then draws his sword and attacks. It's only a 5 to guide with your knees.
Yeah, I knew it was
Pretty low, dude.
pretty something I would fail at.
Yeah, 515 or more,
Right.
and break your
I
neck
knew that.
right off the Ways bridge.
I'm a Terran. I'm bored knowing how to ride horses. Fine horses.
It's a critical threat.
In the rear
course
with the
it is.
gear.
The books they say Tyran, but the phonetic breakdown in the glossary is the flat A. So,
Yeah,
which way should I go?
glossary. Well, I say just worm your way back and forth between the two. It's what I do.
Like Trollocs and Trollocs.
Yeah.
I'm trying to move to Trollocs.
Well, like I say Trollocs, but I think it works with Adina's accent that I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So like Trollocs kind of works better.
Domani, they like that. What is that? A long O?
I have no clue.
Domani.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Indian, like from India. But I can't do that without sounding like a poo for very long. So I'm just not even going to try it. I'll just make it up as I go along.
All right, so Cho'goth guides his horse over, pulls out his long sword, and stabs at the face of one ram-faced Trolloc, who takes the sword.
And drives it deeper into his face.
Not quite, just about, though. He opens his eye as wide as possible so that Cho'goth has a very clear target. But he does not fall, so there's that. All right, and then Rafe?
Okay, so if he rode up ahead, was this across one of those bridges? Did he kind of block any further movement up there? Or?
No, you guys. So the Trollocs and the beggar were standing on one of the platforms. So this is it's a huge platform. They're about halfway, or they're right in the middle of that. So you can still move forward. He's engaged one right now.
Okay,
and they have their own light source up ahead too.
so what I will do then is just ready my short bow and take a shot at one of the unengaged Trollocs.
Okay.
Like I got a 20
Yeah, that's a hit.
for 3 points of damage.
All right, so yeah, it's easy for you to see the Trollocs up ahead, and you fire. You had a short bow, you said.
Short bow.
So yeah, you fire your short bow, and it pierces into the plate, but it doesn't look like it goes very far, or the armor of the Trolloc. But he does turn to look at you. Says no. 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 As he feels it aside and just wipes the arrow, breaking it.
What he doesn't know is that there's Cho'goth and then there's us. Don't lose heart. Rafe, we got this.
All right. And so the beggar, who you now can assume is Fane, since the Trolloc had said it, he stands there impatiently waiting. He draws a short sword while he's waiting, though, as he's fully expecting the Trollocs to make short work of you. And then Adina.
Let's see. What do we got right in front of us?
So there's one Trolloc that's engaged with Cho'goth, and then one Trolloc that's not engaged. And then Fane behind them, about 15 feet, who has just drawn his sword, and he's just waiting for the Trollocs to finish up.
The one that's not engaged, I'll try to... Oh, actually, I'll embrace the source.
Okay.
That's a full round.
All right, so the Trollocs will attack Cho'goth. And they both miss. So, as they both do sweeping arcs with their scythe swords, and Cho'goth ducks his head as they make an X No. as they sweep through where his head was. All right, and then Falk.
I'll toss the torch that's in my offhand somewhere a little ways off
The bridge.
Not off the bridge, but I can't be holding it and attacking at the same time.
Yeah,
So I'll toss
you can like throw it a little ways in front of you. That's fine.
Yeah, well, kind of off to the side of my path, so my horse isn't like.
Yeah, I mean these aren't like narrow bridgeways. They're quite large. It looks like it was meant for whatever a lot of traffic to move through here.
You'd have to get wagons down here from time to time to prepare the.
Yeah, as I
But these are waterways, yes.
Yes.
Caveman waterways.
as I move forward, I'll toss it off to the side as I draw my sword.
Okay.
And guide with my knees as I attack.
Okay, so it's a 5 to guide with your knees.
Guide with my knees. I got a 14.
Okay. Are you going to engage the one that Cho'goth is engaged with, or the other one?
Yeah, the same one.
Okay.
And don't forget my twirling horse bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is negated by your meaty finger bonus, so don't worry.
So I'm using the long sword that I pulled off of the dead fake white cloak guy. And
the fake Camelin Guard guy?
Camelin Guard guy, yeah. And I got a 12.
12.
Cho'goth is on his own.
Come on. It's already an overused joke already. He was always on his own.
True.
We just make it sound like we're better than him. So that way we could deal with our horrible shame.
12 is a miss.
All right.
All right, and then it's Cho'goth.
Level 1.
I don't know.
So dangerous.
So Cho'goth swings and misses.
What?
It was bound to happen one time.
No, I think we
in
need
the
to
game.
put that to a vote.
Bubble World or Bubble of Evil just knocked his sword straight.
Turned it into a snake.
There's not much you can do when you roll a 4.
You could still hit the trolley.
The light has abandoned
not
us.
really.
The horde will never be found.
Abandon your posts.
All right.
I'll wheel my horse off this bridge. Do we have to douse ourselves in oil first?
And maybe light
Rafe.
ourselves on fire.
So
Really make sure.
Cho'goth and Fault
in case we
are
get something below.
engaging one Trolloc, and then the other one is still unengaged.
All right, so that's the one I'll target with
Okay.
my short bow. 17
That's a hit.
for 5 points of damage. Thank you.
Nice.
Gotta track these arrows.
Okay, so yeah, this one sinks in to an area not as well protected as the last, and he gives a bestial cry, and now he takes his attention off of Cho'goth and does direct it towards you.
What type is this one?
This is one of the
Well, I don't need their badge or anything. Just like, what's his animal parts made up of?
as they hold on a second. It has them listed.
I keep reading my skill modifiers backwards. Isn't it D&D?
Yeah, I think it is flipped, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just adding like your ability modifier.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I did that actually on my search. I did. Dang it.
Yeah, my knowledge skill. It's I was like, man, I swear I put.
Because this is a bird or eagle faced
The
one.
worst
We all
kind.
know Cho'goth would have gone immediately to that one. He hates them.
Oh, I thought he hated the ram ones.
No, he hated the birds ones.
Okay.
Because they're
He
pure
hates
evil.
them all.
Well, yeah.
Well,
If he got a
especially
bear one when it was young, he might allow it to live if he could tame it.
The only
Nice.
thing that the Trolloc feared more than a fade was Cho'goth.
All right. So, Fane, still standing back behind the Trollocs, impatiently tells them, "Hurry, we must catch Althor." And then,
Is that the maintenance, like the head maintenance keeper of the waterways?
I expect so.
Probably a dark friend that will unlock the other gate outside of Camelin for him.
all right, and then Adina.
Oh, the one that he's shooting with his bow, I guess, I'll try to harden air around his sword.
Okay.
So DC 14.
Is the reflex?
Yeah. Did I call you Cho'goth? Or did I just say that you are shooting?
You just said you,
Okay.
I think.
It was a 14, you
Yeah.
said? Okay. No, he failed.
Okay, so yeah, I'll harden it around the blade of the sword, I guess, or whatnot.
Okay.
Lock it wherever it is. Do I have to make a 1d6 roll? Get some taint?
No. No. You can channel in here. It doesn't feel any different.
According to game rules.
Yeah.
Is there like a oily slick where the air is hardened? If you had like the correct light? Because I know like Moraine's fire and all that stuff would always be like slicked with oil looking stuff.
Is you can't see you can't see the hardened air.
Yeah.
So I mean it's that isn't affected. But if you were to create any type of lighting, you would start to see, or any non-natural fire,
Okay, John.
as you would see it.
Okay.
But no, you don't get any taint. The one Trolloc that's facing Cho'goth and Falk is going to try and attack Cho'goth again and fails. The other one is going to try to move forward, and when his sword doesn't move, he's going to just give it a couple tugs before releasing it. But it will provoke an attack of opportunity from you and Cho'goth.
Yay.
As he goes to advance on Rafe.
I think I'm going to take back my D4. You don't need it.
Well, actually, I'm not using my boar spell right now. So
No, I don't actually need my D4. I don't think I unless I use your dagger.
All right, what'd you get?
I got a 6.
Okay, well, don't worry. Cho'goth is there to handily dispatch it. So as it starts to move, as he's engaged with the one Trolloc, and he sees it out of the corner of his eye, strikes its head off. He took it below 10, negative 10. He's crazy. So
He is our only.
I should have
path to
just
level
played
2.
Cho'goth instead.
Keeps going. I'm going to start thinking he's the Dragon Reborn.
It's a good possibility.
Well,
Jeez.
you know, these Borderlanders are born killing Trollocs.
It's true. He did just come. He was on a little reprieve from Border Patrol.
So this is a nice vacation for
yeah,
him.
he's like, I only got to kill 2, not a fist. So it's all right.
Well, he didn't think he would get any killing in when he was down here, much to his surprise and satisfaction.
Came down here to get away from Trollocs.
All right, so
No,
Falk.
not get away from Trollocs. Just take some reprieve because I think he needed to heal himself or something.
Falk, it'll be your turn.
Had some PTSD.
I don't know why. All right. I'll attack the one that we were attacking.
The one that's left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another 6.
Okay. All right. So it's Cho'goth.
Don't worry, Cho'goth won't judge you guys because it's all, you've never encountered one before, right? So it's not your fault.
This is the second one I've encountered.
Okay.
You
So
haven't been raised in battle.
Yeah.
as the Cho'goth,
The legend grows.
as you strike down at the Trolloc and he raises his sword to block yours, Cho'goth turns back and delivers a backhand swipe that cuts through its throat
All right.
and drops it.
Sense motive. I think that this is all a ploy. The stealing of his cloak seems rather odd. I think it's because it's no longer like blowing on the breeze when he moves or anything like that. Get what I'm saying? Cho'goth's a fade.
All right.
We just never noticed his eyeless gaze.
Painted on. That's how come I'm able to notice it. It's because it's with makeup.
He's going to guide with knees to move up to Fane.
Big old anime eyes.
Okay,
I thought
so
that's
Cho'goth
just how
moves past the
Borderlanders
Trollocs up to Fane, and then that's where it ends his turn. All right, so let's see.
Both the Trollocs are dead?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I should have done is when the Trolloc released his sword.
Oh, yeah, if you want the opportunity,
Reflex?
do your reflex, yeah.
9. So I'll have to do it on my turn, probably. Yeah.
So as soon as the Trollocs go down and Cho'goth makes his way over, Fane shouts out that I don't need the cloak to kill Althor, and then runs and jumps over the edge, which does provoke an attack of opportunity from Cho'goth.
Which means Fane will never reach the end of the books.
This is gonna be a Morrowind moment. I just
One of the threads. Have
Yeah.
been severed.
Critical threat. Okay, but not a critical. All right. Let's say if Cho'goth kills Fane, then the whole world will be destroyed because the reality bursts.
No way, we're in a mirror world. It's all cool. Headcanon in this.
If Fane dies, Perrin would never become the Lord of the Two Rivers because Trollocs wouldn't have attacked.
Yeah, he delivers a pretty good hit on him, but it doesn't drop him.
Cackles and cartwheels away into the earth.
Yeah, he runs and jumps off into the darkness. Just jumps off the edge of that platform. So that'll take us out of combat. Fane had just ran and jumped off the edge, and there's no scream as he falls, but you do hear a dull thud below you, and then some curses. So there you stand on the platform, the two bodies of the freshly slain Trollocs, their bodies still oozing black blood as it slowly spreads to fill the remaining platform, or remaining space on the platform. You can faintly hear the curses below you of Fane, now moving off and getting fainter. What would you like to do?
I mean, I guess I'll peer over the edge
Okay.
where he jumped.
As you see, you see some bridges below, very, very faintly. You don't see him, though, as you can just make out, three different bridges below you that spread in different directions. If you do an intelligence check, you might be able to see how far he fell.
No, I think when I see that, what you described, I'll take like 2 steps back with somewhere, like precipice-induced vertigo or whatnot. I'll be like,
Okay.
Dabbing at your forehead with
these power waterways.
All right, so the way back, you know that there are white cloaks. So, would you like to go back or continue forward?
Are we fairly certain of going back? Sorry, I didn't
Well,
quite get a good sense of the turns. or
Yeah,
the bridges.
it will take some intelligence checks to get back, because you'd been pushing through a ways. But you also know what's waiting for you back there. Cho'goth does retrieve his cloak. So,
Well, yeah, I guess my recommendation should be that it stands to reasons that the ancient Ogier builders probably put exits all over the city, so, we just have to find another one out of here.
That makes sense. You want to
Circumvent the white cloaks entirely.
lead the way?
Of course.
you find there's 5 more torches as well, with Fane's items. The rest of it is like the beggar's clothes that he had. It's basically costumes, is what was in his bundles there. Okay, so let's see.
Depending on how long we're in here, I don't think we have enough torches. Hopefully we can find an exit soon.
Depends on how many torches we found in that bundle.
How long? They last like an hour, don't they?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was 10 torches in the bundle, and then they just added another 5.
I have 4 extra total as well.
And we're burning.
You'll travel 1 day. Okay, so
And we're burning
yeah,
one
these are
torch,
random rolls, man.
essentially.
Yeah, it should be just across this bridge the way out of here.
Yeah. So you guys will travel along in complete stillness. No sense of time other than the relighting of torches. Is each platform that you get to, Rafe pretends to study the stones
Oh, can I-
and then very quickly decides this way. and continues on.
Can I look over your
Here's
shoulder?
how sure of myself I
if
see.
you want to.
I got a
Art-
12 on my
I'll give you a
bluff.
+4.
Okay,
also.
so 16.
Actually, that's gear.
Yeah, if you can't read
So
the
just an
gear.
intelligence check.
Yeah.
Try to fake it like he can.
No. All right.
Can I
Yes.
do a wilderness lore check or something to see if I can kind of tell if we're like circling on each other or anything like that? Or
Look into it directly.
Yeah, you
Probably
you
felt
haven't.
like that even without it happening, if I remember my descriptions right.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's pretty difficult to keep sense of direction. Go ahead and roll it though, and we'll see.
it's on an edge.
Reroll.
19.
Okay, so yeah, I mean it's tough, but you do know that you shouldn't have doubled back.
Okay.
It does seem like you are going in a new direction, right?
Okay.
As from what you can see, it is pretty thick dust in here still. It's not disturbed.
Okay. I'm just trying to keep a sense of north.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to do that, as you think that it would be extremely difficult to try and find your way out, to try and find your way back to where you even had that encounter. So you guys end up traveling for a full day.
We're going to have to.
Camp.
No, we're going to have to ration those torches. We only got enough
Yeah.
for like 5 hours. Or
How many
something.
did we find?
I think you said we found 10.
Yeah, you have 10
Oh.
and then 15 more from
Oh,
Fane's
15.
bag. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
Oh.
little bit more.
And then I have 4.
Cho'goth
personal
has a
stock of
lantern with
torches.
2 flasks of oil.
Okay, that'll last a while.
Yeah, that'll last a while.
So, okay.
But rationing's probably not a bad idea once we
You will have
traveling.
to camp
after-
one night in here, though, before you make it out.
All right.
So-
Expect this X. It'll put us right outside the city.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
In and
it's...
out.
We've been traveling for a day. Yeah, I'm going to start to suspect that he has no idea what he's doing because a day's travel should have taken us well outside of Camelin.
Take heart, Falk. This is no worse than the Haddon Merc back home.
Are you able to intuit which way is north? Because
No.
that might be freaking you out too.
Yeah, I've lost all sense of direction, so I don't know where we are or where we're going. Or
So, yeah, I mean, the camping passes pretty uneventfully for you guys. And it's a bit depressing, the sad, or the darkness pushing in. Rations, unless you cook them over your torches, are going to be some, like hard cheese and bread.
Crap! I thought we were going to buy all our rat morning because I don't have any.
I got some. Who
Cho'goth
who all
has
needs
10.
I have 10 as well.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'll probably start passing them out if people are looking like they don't have their own. So
I still have 5 of my own.
okay.
So
So yeah, I'll give you one, Adina.
Use your Domani.
What diplomacy? With the
No.
rest of them?
just to get all 9 of them and leave him one.
25.
Here's all my
What's that
rations.
resisted by? A sense motive or another diplomacy?
What is that?
I was using diplomacy on that one, negotiating my way to.
that'd be an opposed diplomacy.
Yeah, I can't remember. Probably not good, unless these were illegally obtained rations.
Oh, you
in
rolled
which case-
higher than I did.
But I only have a +1, so 18.
Here's take all the rations. All right. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it passes uneventfully. You mount up the next day.
There
and
is
then-
one problem though. When I get up in the morning, is that I'm totally out of water.
I had 2 water skins, and
I'm not the cleric. I can't create it.
so I've probably got 1 water skin worth of water left.
Cho'goth doesn't either, so you guys are probably gonna have to ration that out, water out.
But yeah, I'm gonna put all of this squarely on Rafe. Like, we have to get out of here. You have to find us a way out of here. We're gonna starve to death. We're running out of water.
Oh no! Don't.
We're running out of torches.
Don't worry, Falk. These are old, abandoned waterways.
Should be running out towards the river at the city's edge any minute now.
Right,
My-
light,
Been a
my
day.
calculations.
Why are we still doing this? We should
bright light, blue skies, bird overhead. Don't worry,
Right.
Falk. We got this.
As Cho'goth is, and He's pretty stoic in taking all of this in. He's just like,
I like how like everyone's kind of keeping their peace except for him. Everyone else knows we're probably in trouble.
after you mount up and travel for what seems like another couple of days, you come to another doorway.
See?
As this one is closed,
This
though.
has been a week.
A week?
That's what it feels like.
That's what. Yeah, you don't know how much time has passed
okay.
yet.
I'll hang back and wait for Rafe to open the door.
Okay. As,
Oh, okay.
it's in a.
Can I figure it out? Maybe. I mean, I did see her do it.
Yeah, it would be an Arcana check.
Okay.
Arcana
But
knowledge.
I don't think I
Yeah.
just have to fake it.
So bluff and intelligence.
Bluff and intelligence.
Yeah, intelligence. Trying to figure out how to get the solid stone leaf out of the stone.
Impressive.
And
Okay, I
then
got a 20 on that part.
on the intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you can figure that out, and then a bluff, which now, since it's working, I'll give you a plus 5 to
Okay.
on knowing
So
on the confidence level.
17
Yeah,
for my
he's
bluff.
pretty confident. That he's like, oh yeah, deal with these all the time back home. And after some fumbling, he does manage to pull the leaf out.
See, Tyr's got these ancient waterways too.
That's how the High Lords get from the top level to the bottom. I'll arch an eyebrow in the shrunken pool of light that we're in and kind of click my tongue when he is able to open the gate.
But anybody in here read lips? No.
No.
I'll be being like, oh, well, I'm glad that worked out.
All right, so
My horse liked that diversion. It put him on the medium load level.
okay, so you guys come out and it's a clearing and there are no towns around. Very, very different wooded area, huge tall trees, bigger than you've ever seen.
Can I do a knowledge nature check to see if I recognize them? And
Yeah, what was your background? Or where were you from?
Northern Andor.
Okay.
So kind of just a little ways south of the Borderlands.
Okay.
12.
Yeah, you don't recognize these trees as any that have grown in Andor before, in any parts that you've been to or heard of. How far have your travels taken you, Rafe?
Not too far, but I have studied a lot of things, but at the surface level. So, I mean, there's a chance. But I like to just roll with it when I fail and make stuff up. So,
have you ever been east of Tyr?
I've only been in Tyr, then
Okay.
to Ilion, and then up here to Camelin. It's my first journey out of Tyr.
Okay. Does anybody have a geography knowledge?
No, I don't.
No? Okay. Yeah, so there are mountains, huge mountains off to the west, as you can get a sense of direction now.
Okay.
As when you come out, the trees are north of you. Off to the west, there's huge mountains that you can see way off in the distance. You do smell sea salt. You're very familiar with that, so it tells you that you're near the ocean.
The Great Sea of Andor. We found it.
Hidden for
Ages.
As, yeah, so I'll let you guys take it from there on how you want to proceed.
So yeah, smelling the sea for Rafe will actually kind of
That's coming from the south, by the
shut
way.
him up a little bit. Like he'll be like, okay, this is a little weird.
Yeah,
right
And
outside the city walls.
Yeah.
you recognize the weather slightly, right? It does remind you somewhat of Tyr,
Oh, okay.
right?
So a little bit
Is
balmier, maybe.
well, a little bit less humid, right?
Than Tyr.
Than Tyr, yeah. But it's still hot.
Is there a kind of like a hill or something that I can get up to and try and get our bearings?
Um,
Looking for the walls
Not
of Camelin?
close. No. It's pretty flat. You have a very clear.
Actually, I suppose the mountains themselves would give away the fact that we're nowhere near Camelin.
Yeah.
So
Well, Falk, we put our heads together, we could probably figure this out. So that mountain range must be
there shouldn't be a mountain range.
the mountains of
Can
mist,
we
but
do
those
intelligence? To...
are
Yeah. You can.
maybe supposed to be in the east.
All right. We can do intelligence checks. Aid me, guys.
So this is, yeah, okay. So I guess the way that
yeah,
could
well-
work is we'll be like talking about the terrain or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be our aid. You got it from me.
Did not get it from me.
Damn. 9.
So yeah, you.
What'd you get, Travis? It's always the 8. One of the
15.
8. Yep, one of the
You
8.
you do recognize some of the trees, right? I'll give you that. You swear that you've seen them before, but you just can't place where,
Well,
right?
Do I know we're possibly outside of Stedding?
Mhm.
And the weird trees are all to the north? So
Yeah.
Stedding might be to the north.
Well, where you guys had come out, the trees are to the north, and then it's flat behind you guys, or behind the gateway where you'd come out,
And mountains to the west.
and mountains to the west. As you guys are discussing, though, as you do start to see large shapes moving through those trees coming out towards you, as you can do a spot check.
But
More
as far as our
trolls.
discussion, the more I realize that we're nowhere near Camelin, the louder and more angry I'm going to be getting at Volk.
Yeah, I figured that that's what brought
All right.
attention to you guys here. All right, so Adina,
19.
all right, and Falk,
23.
Rafe.
7.
Okay, so he's Rafe doesn't notice right
I'm
away.
probably
Yeah, he
shouting at
sees
it.
some shapes, but you guys can pick out. You know, they're large, but they're not Trollocs. Have either of you encountered Ogier before?
Probably not.
No.
Probably not. but I
You
might
know about him.
I may have heard a story.
Yeah, and
But
you heard that there was one in Camelin. You heard stories of a Trolloc creature staying at an inn that was described exactly like what you're seeing,
okay.
right?
But I had heard that it was a Trolloc.
Yeah, but you know from
Queen's
some of the stories
blessing.
that you had read that that's not what Trollocs look like, right?
Also from what you saw.
Personal
Yeah.
experience.
So
So do I recognize them as Ogier?
yes, you do, and they come out and they greet you. Hello, friends. What brings you to shedding Shanghai?
All right. I'll start suddenly, and like that's it, because I was still head in the clouds.
Yeah, I probably like was trailing off on my shouting at you about mountains and trees and stuff,
Can I
and just kind of go slack jaw.
roll to see if I can, or if I know the proper greeting?
Yeah, Rafe, you do know that Shanghai is close to Tyr,
Oh, okay.
right? But it's pretty close to Maheen as well. Which okay, so what was your check for?
16.
Okay, yeah, and you do have knowledge of Ogier from the tower. So depending on how much of the old tongue you can read, but there are some translated books with the proper greeting. Yeah, so if you'd like to, you can.
Well, I don't actually know the proper greeting, but Adina will attempt the proper greeting.
Okay.
What?
Is this the greeting that takes
So I actually have to try it? I don't know it.
I know. Fumble
Can we
your way
look it
through.
up real quick?
No, it's all right.
Well, I'll curtsy and I'll say, "Greetings, tree brothers."
Okay. So, when they had walked up to you, they were fairly calm, but their eyes are a bit wider than before. They're staring past you guys now. Their eyes are a bit wider, and
Close
their
the gate,
ears
Rafe.
are twitching back and forth pretty wildly.
Close the gate, Rafe. I'll in you in.
So, one of the lead Ogier speaks up. Did you come out of there? And he points big sausage finger at the at the waygate.
Oh, you mean the Camelin waterways? Yes.
Strange they run this far.
All the way to the ocean.
They look at you strangely, as considering your words, and they start to talk about the Waygate itself, is the history, and continue on about various books that have been written about it and what happens to the people that come out of it, as about the madness and how they're dangerous to travel in, and that you shouldn't anybody that isn't informed about them shouldn't be playing around with them.
I'm just going to nod vacantly as I stare at them.
Yeah, this goes on. If no one stops it, I mean, this is going on for like a couple hours. They're just he's continuing talking about various books, and then someone had studied some of the people that had come out of it, and then this leads on to another some other books that were done on it, and then the madness, and then the speculation on.
Pardon me, Master Ogier. I appreciate this talk of waygates, but we just came through the Camelin waterway. Where are we? Or you said studying Shanghai?
Yeah.
Okay. So you said that was like north of Tyr a little bit?
That is east of Tyr. You know that's east of Tyr, and that Mahine is to the south of you, or Maine. I'm not.
Maine.
Yeah.
What nation is it actually in? Is that something we know?
It's not in an actual nation. I mean, it's claimed by Mahine, but also claimed by Tyr.
So it belongs to Tyr.
Well, pretty much everything out here, Tyr claims to own. As you obviously know,
yeah, we're close to
that no one in Tyr likes anybody from Ilion or Maine, because the oil fields or oil fish fields, right?
I don't know why they don't like each other.
Well, if the mountains are on the west side of us, we're on the other side of the spine of the dragon.
So you guys are here.
Oh,
so yeah,
this is the spine of the world, and you know that. You know that Maine's down here and Tyr's off to the west.
Yeah,
right. You need to be here, as at Toman Head.
Why do we need to be there?
My mentor.
Adina had asked you guys to travel with her.
Well, we could head down to Maine and catch a ship.
As the Ogier do want you, as this is very peculiar. You should come and speak to Elder Haman. He will know what to do, and they will beckon you into the steading.
I'll agree. I'll give him my best leg and follow them.
We're pretty low on water, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Ogier, take pretty good care.
I'm gonna reach out and poke him, kind of in disbelief, that kind of I'm gonna kind of touch his arm and be like,
"Could I swat his hand?"
Yeah. Do a reflex to see if you can get to him in his hand in time.
No, 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 4.
So it's gonna kind of look like I'm almost petting his arm, and
so you reach out to touch him, and Adina tries to swat your hand away, but she's a little too far away to make any contact. And when you touch him, as he turns around, do you need anything, friend?
I'll try to hide the fact I was trying to stop him.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll just be, I've never met an Ogier before. I've heard stories.
Oh, the Ogier, I remember a time when the Ogier and the human were so close. And then he starts to talk about the history of the humans and Ogier relationship handed down through the breaking. And if you continue, he'll continue on for
walking?
hours. No, he's stopped and he's turned around.
But I'll like hold out my hand to shake his hand and because I don't know any weird greetings or anything like that. That's just how I do it. But yeah, I'll like hold out my hand and I'll like, my name's Falk. It's incredible to meet you.
Does anybody remember did Ogier ever shake hands? Did anybody try to?
Hand.
Does he? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was like his hand disappearing.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So yeah, he'll his hand envelops yours. This big, massive.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a grin from ear to ear because this is like finding a unicorn that I'm.
You became an Ogier.
He says that his name is Garen, son of Nerith.
I'll say, well, thank you, Garen, son of Herod.
Nerith, Fred.
And who is this Elder Hammond?
Elder Hammond. He leads the Elder Council. Yeah,
Stump.
and the Stump. Is it
Yeah.
the Great Stump or is it
I think it's
just the Stump?
the Stump.
As he is a teacher and he leads the council and the Stump.
And we get to meet him?
Well, he will know what to do.
I'm going to be like super excited. I'm like, we get to meet the Elder. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds important.
So with that, he will turn around again and take you into the steading. Was it just one power users that had that refreshed feeling,
Nah.
or was everybody, right?
Yeah.
All right.
It's
So
just that I feel a sense of lust.
yes.
Oh.
So as you start to enter the trees, it's especially with the depressiveness of the ways that you just came out of. You feel very refreshed, energetic, and overall mood brighter. Adina, there's a great sense of loss inside you.
If I see any confused looks, I'll kind of lean over while we're walking. I guess we're riding horses,
Yeah.
and I'll inform them we've entered a steading.
Burn me, I could stay here a week.
Me too. I love this place.
This is what a world without the one power would be like. Down with the one power.
Fight the power.
So he leads you on through, and you start to see some of the some burrows is the best that you could associate them with. They go under the trees and into the ground, but you do see Ogier are coming out, and some of them are watching you, especially some of the younger ones who still stand eye level even though you're mounted. There's a trying to think of the description of the council area, because I believe that it was a huge tree that there's only a few Ogier going in and out of. It's obviously not a home. Well, when you start to approach it, the Ogier tells you, "So wait here, and I'll go tell Elder Hammond of your arrival." He gestures to some spot next to the entrance there, where you can. It's not exactly a bench that you've ever seen, like worked wood, man working. It's a bench that seems to be like naturally grown bench, right?
Okay.
Incredible woodworking.
This whole place is amazing. I never thought I'd see a steading. What is a steading?
I wonder if they know where the Horn of Valier is.
They might. They seem to know everything. He keeps on talking about stuff I'd never heard of.
Oh, and as to your question, a steading is where Ogier live.
Okay.
All right. So after a bit, he will come back out, and the Elder will see you. Come on, and motions you inside.
Okay. I'll try and make myself look nice because we're going to meet someone important.
Okay. So when you go in, and you'll go into this huge room that's inside of this tree, and in there is very obviously older Ogier, huge bushy eyebrows hang down, and he sees you, looks a little surprised. He puts a huge finger to his chin. It's strange that you would come out of the Waygate thinking you were in Camelin. Why did you come to the steading?
Yes, Rafe, why did we come to the steading?
Well, friend Ogier, I'll give another leg. Are you sure this is steading Shangtai? Because that's nowhere near Camelin.
Much has changed.
The steading have been where they are for hundreds, if not thousands of years. The last time that we lost the steadings, and then he starts going on about the period of time in the breaking where the Ogier couldn't find steadings and what that meant to him with the longing, and then their joy at rediscovering the steadings, and that steading Shangtai has been here ever since.
Well, I guess I have to fess up to my failure. I mean,
Well,
of course I had heard of the ways. I just had no idea they would look like the Camelin's waterways. Who could have known? Who could have bloody known? That's what I want to know. Oh, sorry, friend Ogier. Pardon my language.
He states that the ways are dangerous and aren't used anymore and shouldn't be used anymore. As you're lucky that you didn't come out mad, but is there anything that we can or that I can do for you?
Well, I'll give a brief moment for somebody else to jump in there if they want. Otherwise, I'll start talking about us being hunters of the horn. So,
No, I'm just trying to stand up as straight as I can. And
I think I liked your idea about trying to catch a ship down in
Maine, yeah. Yeah, so I'll give them the backstory, is that we were on the hunt, the trail of the Horn of Valier in Camelin, and we were chasing a lead into what we thought was the Camelin waterways.
So,
carrying on, where was I? So we were following a possible lead into what we thought were the waterways of Camelin, which, I might add, look exactly like what the ways turned out to be, so it's a mistake anybody could have made. And we ended up here.
Surely it's the fault of the Ogier for building their ways so similar.
Yes. Well, the Ogier built the old Camelin waterways, if you'll remember.
Yeah. Oh, no. You're absolutely right.
When was that, Elder Heyman? When did you...
yeah, he'll go on about not only or building the old city of Camelin, but also how they built
I'll be naughty.
Caerheen. And it's been a while since we've been to Caerheen. And then Tarvalon. At mention of Camelin, though, his brow furrows a bit, and after speaking of the cities that the Ogier had assisted in building, he starts to talk about Camelin cutting down their grove. And he seems to have a little bit of anger to him at that. Yeah.
I'm going to ask him, so Ogiers make those really fancy buildings, but why don't your city here have any big fancy stone buildings?
Because we are one with the land here. There's no reason for giant buildings of stone when you can live inside of something like this. And he motions around him.
If you want to see some great Ogier stonework, travel to Tyr.
Tyr, yes.
The Stone of Tyr, I think, was...
Made by the One Power.
Oh, was it?
Wasn't it shaped by...
That's what the
Ogier
Aestheti wants you to believe.
Tarvalon lies. Propaganda. Slander.
Propaganda.
No way the High Lords would inhabit a building tainted by the one power.
He does offer you to rest, as you know, you're very far from Camelin, but you're free to rest in the steading. All are free to rest in the steading for as long as you need.
Well, I would resent myself if I didn't ask, friend Ogier, but we are on the hunt for the horn. Do you know where the horn's at?
Oh, the Horn of Valir.
No rest period.
And then he starts going on about the legends of the horn, books that contain pieces of the legends of the horn. Most of the stuff you've already heard about, having read some of the similar books. Some things that you didn't know about, but nothing that gives you any indication on where it could be. Is just that it's not supposed to be found until the last battle.
Just read the books like I did. It's in the light.
Oh, yeah.
Adina, why?
And you guys need to get your people over to Steading Tofu if you want to catch your missing
Boy.
You know where Loyal is? He's our most talented tree singer.
Yes, but they got two over there.
We will have war.
Ogier dies tomorrow.
Well, I'll listen intently because I have an obsession with that until I physically get tired, I suppose.
So he's going on about Jadheen in the Second Age had said that the horn was lost during the breaking and is most likely on the bottom of an ocean, right? But others would say that during the calamity of the land, that it might be buried in a mountain somewhere.
Elder, forgive me, but we are very tired. We were a day in the ways.
Yes, please.
Don't be so hasty.
Don't put a long handle on your axe.
But we nearly ran out of water. Again, I'll arch an eyebrow towards Rafe, who appears to be ignoring me.
I'm like, oh, sorry, Elder Heyman. That's not how I heard it.
So with that, he'll ask the Ogier that had brought you in to show you to some quarters, and there will be food and water there.
Don't
for
they have
you.
an oddly like Game of Thrones, like bread and salt?
Yeah,
is there like their peace offering type?
Oh, is it? I can't remember. It's been a while since.
I can't remember if that's what they did or not.
I can't.
Justin?
I don't remember. I actually haven't read those books in
Since the last one
decade.
came out.
Or yeah, when was that?
2014.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, 4 years.
It's not like the steading and your ways were really a big part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's the only thing that they talk about in the last 3 or something.
And now you will not get a resolution to the last battle.
Do they even have steadings in
Ogier
the
in
last
them?
3 books?
Man, I can't
I know
remember.
they have Ogiers, but most of them are.
They just didn't
staunch
deal with them
death
very much. So I think
warriors.
the most you get about Ogier and the steading is in book 2.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so close to playing a Swanchan like Ogier Death Guard.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be fun as hell to be going around going like, oh, I'm from around these parts. Because you got to get the deep voice accent going. Hey there, little one. What you up to?
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't see anything on it.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but I swore they had some sort of almost Game of Thrones bread and salt.
I thought they had something like where they brought 2 bowls of something.
Yeah. There's a lot of full bringing.
Yeah.
Bread and salt. Let's go with
Yeah,
that was
we'll go
like
with that.
That was like the initial, like, you're welcome, peace, be peaceful type thing. And then I think they got like a bunch of fruits and cheese and stuff like that for actually.
Yeah, so one of the Ogiers will come in with, and we'll stick with the bread and salt for now, but they come in with that.
It's too late now, friend Ogier.
Well, they hadn't said that you
Red
could
wedding.
stay. No. But yeah, it's they'll offer you to take some.
Okay. Oh,
I'll gladly accept
an
it.
offer of a show of peace that all are welcome.
the salt and Aiel thing.
Water would be.
Water is.
Yeah, I can't
I
remember.
think the Aiel are salty enough.
Yeah.
All right.
But as we're leaving, I want to.
Elder, thank you.
Thank you, Adina. It has been a long time since I have left.
Across the road.
Well, for that, you must go back to the first stage.
The first time in which this joke was told was in the Age of Legends. Ayayasha Chikan, which roughly translates to.
But yeah, you'll be shown to a considerably smaller tree than the one you had left, which all the homes seem to be.
How's Cho'goth responding to all this?
Stoically.
Pretty stoically.
As we're being ushered out, I want to. There's, like have something click in the back of his head. He said, and he'll turn around. I'll turn around and ask the other. Everyone keeps saying that there was dangerous in there and that people went crazy, but other than it just being dark and weird, it wasn't that bad.
There were a time when the ways used to be bright, but over time they have darkened. Because they were made with the male half of the one power, there is a taint over them. When most people come out, they come out mad. Or, even worse, without a soul.
I'm barely.
What
able
did you
to
get
keep
us
my
into?
composure.
Listen, Falk, if I knew that was made with the bloody one power... Wait, that messes up my waterways story. If I knew that was made with the bloody male half of the one power, I wouldn't have let us in there.
Got too many balls in the air.
I know.
And Adina, you just went charging into him.
That's true. Mad Adina did lead us in there.
While you guys are talking about that, he's continuing to rumble on about why the ways were created was to link the steading together and then the groves to the steading for easy travel because of the longing, but they haven't been used in so long because of the ways going dark.
So you're saying
And then-
we can get to where we need to be through the ways?
As his eyes widen, no, you don't want to go back into the ways.
Maybe it's changed.
Makashin is in the ways. The black wind.
Blood so sweet.
Blood so sweet to eat. Crush the bones to dust. Makashin is here. No, but yeah, he starts going on about this black wind that you are unfamiliar with.
Right.
That when it catches you in the ways it's debatable on whether it steals your soul or just makes you mad. But
Well, couldn't we just avoid it like last time?
you are very lucky that it didn't find you. It searches through the ways.
Okay, I'll accept it.
Through most of this, Adino, I'll be smoothing my skirts. And then, anytime any of them opens their mouth, I'll be shooting daggers at them.
We need to see.
But I'm able to hold on and not lose my temper.
Do spot checks to see if you see the icy stare of Adina.
Mad Adina.
Mad Adina. Oh yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely saw it too.
Yeah, so you guys are very, very aware as you continue
All
the
right.
question that she is not pleased at all.
I guess I'll cut off my line of questioning then with one last question.
Cho'goth
Haman.
says, "Hold, friend, I'm an Ogier too." No, go ahead.
Is it possible the Horn of Valir is in the ways?
It's touch of death on Ray.
I don't think that the horn would be in the ways, as the ways were very well traveled. If the horn was in there, I believe that it would have been found already. But with the darkness that's come on them,
If
you can't be too sure.
if the horn is in the ways, what are the chances of Makashin sounding it?
Fairly low.
Fan questions now.
I got no.
You have now become the
Makashin
source
does
of
not
all
know
answers.
how to open chests.
What if it's not in a chest? What if it was on a tree that used to grow in the ways? That
He is a wind. You need wind to blow a horn.
Would the horn, or would the heroes?
But you need lips in order. Garish, son of Naram, once said that you need lips in order to blow a horn.
Couldn't you have figured that out on your own, Elder Heyman?
But the books.
All right. I digress.
It was, so they'll lead you to an area where you can rest and recover, where there's food and water. And
I'll bow and thank the elder.
I'll do it exactly the same way.
so you curtsy.
If she curtsies,
Okay.
I will curtsy. 'Cause I'm-
No, Falk, not like
So
that.
odd.
I'll smack his shoulder and say, "You bow.
This is how we do it, Falk.
okay, so
Follow his example."
then I'll
He gives a thundering guffaw at you curtsy. But then some worry comes over his eyes.
Perhaps the
Did
ways
you-
have gotten to you.
You didn't hear a wind when you came through the ways, did you?
No, elder. Only Wraith.
Rafe heard the wind?
no, it was.
Oh, you see, Elder Heyman, she's alluding to the fact that I'm full of wind. Hot air, some might say.
Okay, so how long would you like to stay in the steading? Adina, you do feel a desire, even though it's nice in here and there's food and water, you do feel a desire to regain what was lost.
Yeah. No, I want to spend as little time in here as possible.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to spend forever here.
Okay.
Really? Even with them talking at you like that?
No, he's going to be fascinated by it. I'm going
He'll
to,
come
any
back.
chance I can get, I'll ask questions and just sit and listen as they talk at me.
I do remember from Lord of Chaos when when Elder Hammond goes to Rand in Kerheen, and it was mentioned that Falk was right behind him, listening the whole time, and he keeps saying, "This human hasn't left me alone for years."
Constantly asking questions.
Dragon, slay him, please.
That or it drastically changes.
But
the-
when you curtsy,
I'm
he
actually the reason
recognizes
he
you
left
as a
the
woman.
steading.
It was that or he'd pick up an axe and
Loyal pops in from a way gate. Here, Elder Hammond, let me help. All right. Yeah. So you're free to rest the night. Now, when you had come out, it was a little past midday. So because of the hours and hours spent talking by the Ogier here, it's becoming evening. Yeah. So
I imagine in Rafe's case, if no one were to rouse him, he would get one of those rare nights of sleep where it could just keep going on forever.
where the nightmares don't come and visit you and everything is sound. And
Right. But on the next day, I would probably be ready to set out to discuss what our next move should be.
okay. Anybody else want to do anything that night?
Just listen to stories.
So yeah, I mean, there's plenty to go around, and the Ogier that had brought you in lets you know that if you're low on provisions, that they can help stock before you take your leave.
I'm going to make a note that I'm going to have to take up knowledge history on my next level. just because of
Yeah.
this horrible, horrible, torturous.
We stayed
lecture.
here a year. We could max out all our knowledge skills.
Huh. Might have to. Maybe we could like pull Trollocs through the Waygate, like kind of camp the Waygate. We can get experience that way.
Just wait for Rand to come out and take him down too. Because eventually, don't most of the main characters show up at that Waygate until they all start getting shut down?
I can't remember. I think
so. You guys would get loyal at one point.
Does it in the third book? Isn't the portal stone near here the one that Rand uses to travel from Tyr
It is.
to close to the waist?
Yeah. So yeah, how many days are you guys gonna stay? Are you gonna leave the next day or
One.
Okay, so one day. So yeah, you guys sleep overnight. Very uneventful, other than the stories that are being told.
And the Trolloc horde that attacks, right?
No. In the morning, you are given water skins for those that don't have, and
How many?
You'll be given 2 apiece, which should allow you to get to Maheen with those. As it's but on horseback, it's not going to be that far. Let's see. Where's the?
Well, I mean, I guess we probably would actually discuss it a little bit. I think when we left off, there was some reason why the Toman Head thing worked for me.
Yeah.
Hunter of the Horn.
Hunter
Right,
of the Horn,
yeah, I can go anywhere, but I can't remember what did you tell us that kind of keyed?
I think I
Keyed
just said perhaps because you were trying to rope everyone into hunting the horn.
Yeah.
And I said, perhaps we might find it.
At this place? Yeah.
Yeah, because I gotta go visit or go meet up with my mentor, and you guys know that I guess I'd probably say like the lady I serve or something. Because
Well, with 2 threads burnt up, I guess that might as well be for me. That's good enough for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Falk, want to be a hunter for the horn?
I suppose I can until I find a place to find a master that needs a good huntsman.
And if I remember right, Cho'goth had agreed to follow you or to see you to your destination.
yeah,
Chivalry.
Okay. All right. So yeah, like I said, whenever you guys are ready, you'll be supplied with water and some fresh foods, and then it would take a day for you to get to Maheen.
So Maine's a little city-state. That's what we're coming up on, fellows and lady. Ruled by the first of Maine, I think. I can't remember her name exactly. Usurpers from rightful Terran rule, you should know.
So you wanted to catch a ship from Maheen to where?
Well, if we're traveling to Toman Head, and I don't have geography, so... But I just... do you know Toman Head well? Like, do you know if it's a port town? Would you have that information?
it's part of Eridoman, isn't it?
Well, we could get to Maine, look at a map, and then figure out how we need to travel there.
Because that's like right there by the field that them and Tarabon are always fighting over, right?
Yeah, it's by the Almouth Plain, in between Eridoman and Terabon. You do know, I mean, you guys have seen maps, so you do know that there is a port city there, but finding passage, because Maine's normally, there is some trade there. Finding someone that's specifically going there might be a little difficult, might be easier in a bigger city.
Well, we could probably find passage from there to a bigger city.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Be good to be in a city again, even if it is Maine. Find a proper dice game. I'll teach you how to play.
Oh no!
Crowns, tops, threes. I can show you them all.
I was taught not to gamble.
Who under the light would teach you that?
Taught that we work hard for what we get.
Oh, you work for it. It's not easy. There's some tricks I'll show you. Take Wanderer up to level 2. This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.